While Lizzie Deignan had planned on returning to the pro peloton in 2019, few thought she'd be back so soon. The former world road race champion lined up with her new Trek Segafredo squad for the first time at the Amstel Gold Race, a mere 7 months on from the birth of daughter Orla.
Obviously having a baby is pretty life-changing, and I didn't have any idea what I was letting myself in for. Life has been just mad really since the arrival of Orla, but in such a good way, and I never really expected it to be so good. I'm just really enjoying motherhood, definitely. The only thing that I was really sure about was that I wanted to be a mum and I wanted to start a family. I suppose prior to becoming a mum, prior to becoming pregnant, I always thought it would be the end of my career, and I always assumed that I would be fine with just being a mum and that being my sole focus. But actually, when I found myself in that position, I realised that that wasn't going to be the case. That I was still going to be this determined person that I have always been, and I wanted to continue my career. So fairly quickly I realised that I wanted to try and do both. I suppose I feel passionately about being able to prove to women that it's possible to be a working mum and be a great mum at the same time. And I'm passionate as well about being a role model. That I suppose you're always told that you're a role model growing up in sport, and the last couple of years I've been told that I'm a role model, etc. But I didn't really feel comfortable with it, but now I feel that I'm in a position where I do get to be a role model for other women, and I feel proud of that, and I hope Orla will be proud of that in the future too. My fitness coming back has really surprised me. Like, my base fitness returned really quickly. I think a lot of that is because I rode quite a lot in pregnancy. I didn't train as such, I was just riding my bike and keeping active and healthy, and also like the motivation was back. So regaining that base fitness was actually relatively easy. I think the last couple of weeks building the intensity back in has been a challenge, and you know, like my sprint power and stuff isn't quite where it was before, but I've got to be realistic. It's only 7 months ago that I gave birth, so I'm confident that that will come back. I feel a little bit like the new girl at school. It's kind of strange because I've been in this environment so much before, but then everything is brand new, and I feel like I'm getting to look at it with fresh eyes and motivated eyes. Like, I've done this for the last 15 years, since I was 15 years old. It's been my life, and sometimes that can become a bit mundane and a bit monotonous, and you don't really have the same passion in the way that when you first started and you're dreaming of these goals, and then you achieve them and you're left a little bit lost. But now I feel like I want to achieve those things again in a very different way. So my motivation is back, so it's exciting.
And look who's back. Lizzie Deignan, the former world champion, back and attacking the race.
So I was racing for Bowles Normans for 5 years, and they were obviously one of the most successful teams in the world, and leaving them was not an easy decision. But when Trek approached me when I was pregnant and seemed really excited about the prospect of working with me and bringing a new team, which I think women's cycling was desperately in need of, I jumped at the chance. Everything about the ideas behind the team, the enthusiasm as well, like working with an American team, working with an American brand, and all the staff that I came across, everything just felt like it clicked. And sometimes you just have to follow your instincts, and my instinct was it was the right time to move. Everything on the team is really impressive. It's like, wow, this is going to be the dream team. We have some superb talent, some superb athletes on the team, and you need that direction, and we have that. So I'm really excited to get started with everybody. Yeah, I feel like I'm in the dream team.
The Brit has no firm targets for the initial stages of her comeback, but with September's World Championships taking place in her native Yorkshire, a second title is firmly on her mind.
The World Championships at the end of the year is definitely my target, and nothing that I do in the run-up to that is going to compromise my my peak performance at the world title. So it was a tough decision actually to come back or not to come back, but training was going so well, and there's only so much you can do in training before you need to get back in at the deep end and get that race rhythm going. I can't really replicate that myself, so I wanted to come back and kind of push that, because I have 7 months now since I gave birth and 5 months till the World Championships, and I've made this huge jump in the first 7 months, and I think in 5 months with racing then I'm going to be able to be back where I was.